I'm here today representing the capstone for the University of Wisconsin Whitewater. And our feature that we're talking about is Senate Bill 602. Can you give us a little bit of background on what's going on with Senate Bill 602 currently?
Sure. So Senate Bill 602 is our bill for the MIA recovery project, and it's to, for the first time, offer financial support to the UW system for the UW-MIA recovery identification project. It's never had state funding before. It's never had federal funding before. It relies entirely on donations from individuals, and then the university has been very supportive too in giving office space and staffing who work, kind of wear two hats, if you will, a lot of student volunteers and so forth to help it. But the goal is, for me, I'm a member of the Wisconsin International Guard. I'm a captain, public affairs officer down in Madison. I joined the military 17 years ago. I've deployed in service of my country 4 times to the Middle East. And there's one thing that always, I think it gives every service member hope, when they're going out and they're doing what they're going to do, is everybody wants to come home. Everybody's got a family to come back to. Moms, dads, when I deployed, I wasn't married, but moms, dads, siblings, husbands, wives, kids. And you want to come home and when you don't, when a service member dies, killed in action, missing in action, there's kind of a hole that is left in the hearts of the family members when they don't come back. And for those who are, in modern warfare, it's a little bit different. We're a lot better at being able to identify remains and get those home, but that wasn't the case for World War II and certainly Korea, and even in some cases into Vietnam. So when the service members are never found and never brought home, the family's always out there. It takes a while sometimes to go from you don't know if they're MIA or if they're KIA, and the families are always. And through the process of introducing this legislation, I've met with family members, and you can see it on their faces. I've met with some who, after an extensive period of time, they did find the remains. Their parents weren't alive to see it. Their siblings of the service member weren't alive to see it, but in this case, a nephew was. And you can just see in their faces, when they retell the story of the pain that the family went through, you can just see in their faces that just having the closure and just knowing what happened, it closes the loop. And that's what this bill is about, helping out these families. There are 82,000 MIA, KIA since World War II. 1,500 in the whole United States. 1,500 from Wisconsin. 40 from my Senate district here in the Fox Valley. That's 40 families. 40 moms and dads potentially if they're still alive. Who knows how many siblings, countless nieces and nephews. And my goal here is to do what we can while there is still next of kin that is alive and that remember, to do what we can to partner with the MIA Recovery Identification Project with a modest $180,000 appropriation, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for this organization, they can maximize these dollars, and it has the potential for identifying and help recover up to 3 Wisconsin service members a year. So that's what we'd be getting for this. But I'll tell you, it isn't the state of Wisconsin's responsibility per se. This is a federal issue. These service members, when they deploy in defense of the nation. There is the federal government, however, is steeped as it is in bureaucracy and red tape. They're failing at this. So DPAA, which is charged with doing exactly this, going out and identifying and finding the remains of service members and bringing them home, they have a $130 million a year budget. $130 million. And I will tell you from all the stories that I've heard from families and even from our congressional delegation, everybody knows that it is a mess out there. but nobody's been able to fix this. So while we're waiting for this to get fixed, I think it's wholly appropriate that the state of Wisconsin invests $180,000 a year into we know that the UW-MIA Recovery Identification Project works. They've gone out there and they've got successful missions already in bringing home service members. We know it works. They're able to harness all of the infrastructure of the UW system. You think about the biology departments, the archaeology, anthropology, all of the biotech, in other advanced technologies. They're able to harness all that with students who are studying in it, graduate students who are building their careers upon it. They're able to take all this cutting edge technology and do things that DPAA can't even do. And that's why to invest this $180,000, we can fully build out the capabilities of the UW-MIA Recovery Project, so that when we get congressmen and senators and a president in Washington willing to tackle reform at the VA, but in this case DPAA, we will have a model that they can look to, because to fix what the mess is in Washington is going to require replicating what we're doing here at UW-Madison across the 50 states.